I would say, needed in order to bring about equilibrium energetically and within my physical form. Some of these, I will say, perhaps had been brought upon or manifested by those populations upon me who had somehow fallen out of equilibrium. And it is important to emphasize that this is never done in the spirit or energy of cleansing or punishment. All that is done is with the energy of creating a way and a path towards improvement, learning, and evolution. It is important not to judge what has happened, but rather to take a step back and to understand that all that has happened was in alignment with the soul plan of various collectives as well as the beings who were part of those collectives. Even in this present day, there are beings upon the earth who are here as part of their learning to face some of these challenges, some of these physical transformations. And there are others whose purpose it is to help restore peace, balance, and harmony. Whatever one's purpose is, it is all in alignment with their learning. And so there have been many transformations upon me. There have been volcanoes, the shifting of tectonic plates, the movement of ice in areas that even till this day humanity is not aware of. And yes, there have also been large shifts in water. I continue to shape and evolve physically, as do humans. For humans, perhaps, it is the process of aging. For me, it far transcends mere aging. It is simply planetary transformation to support new growth, learning, and evolution.
Today, we humans are experiencing more changes to our climate, and some of them seem to be rather natural, cyclical sorts of things. Some of them may be human induced um, in perhaps one of two ways. One, just humans polluting may upset balances and cause some of these changes. But also, I understand there are some fairly dark ones with technologies that might initiate things like wildfires and flooding, that sort of thing. Would you comment generally on what's going on today?
Mm. Yes, I, Gaia, and humanity, and I will say many of the collectives upon and within me are all undergoing rapid transformation. It is in an accelerated state. Much of what is unfolding on my surface is by natural order, part of my ongoing shifts. There have always been fires and earthquakes and many other disasters. For many, this appears to be accelerated, and there is some truth in this, but there is also, I will say, an overemphasis on some of these disasters in a way that they perhaps could not be understood, seen, or emphasized centuries ago. Your world is ever more connected, and there are people and corporations in place that choose to shine a light on disasters, to create fear, to bring about a cause into the consciousness of humanity, whether it be for positive means or for not so positive means. And so there is, on some level, distortion, overemphasis into that which has always been. But yes, the truth is that this has also been in an accelerated, enhanced state, in part because of human activity. But it is also important to understand that the human activity does not only exert pressure upon me, but it also exerts a pressure upon the many other collectives. These are a myriad of animal collectives and other collectives that are not seen and recognized by humanity. And those collectives are also here to heal and to harmonize. They are also connected to me and to humanity. And so when humanity is off balance, even for a time, the ripple effect of disharmony, of a lack of balance, is felt and responded by many of these other collectives. And so what is unfolding is that as humanity is in perhaps a more tumultuous state for now, that these other collectives, and we will simply temporarily reference the dolphin and the whale collectives, they are healers of the oceans. They act as gauges of harmony and balance and health. They are also in contact with many other intelligent life forms. And these collectives, among many, are feeling the uproar, and they are working harder under increased pressure to try to harmonize and bring about restoration and balance. And so, in many ways, these animal collectives are acting as a response to and in response to the disharmony that is in existence within the human collective. They are working harder, but they are under pressure and their numbers are less. And as such, each of these collectives must do what they can to bring energies into balance. These animal collectives are extremely important, as is plant energies, tree energies. They are all working hard to bring stability where perhaps it is not in balance within the human collective. So it is important to understand the interconnection of energy and the natural universal order and the laws of movement of all energies is that when there is an imbalance in one area, all else responds in order to restore harmony and equilibrium. For in a state of equilibrium is where, on average, the greatest learning may take hold. And though those states of equilibrium may temporarily be tempered or offset by vast and intense transformations, whether they are floods or fires, that in essence, the ultimate goal is to return to a state of equilibrium so that an environment can create, or rather, so that one can create an environment where consciousness can evolve. Consciousness also evolves in the face of transformation. But when this transformation is sustained and fear is too intense, it does not allow for the evolution of consciousness to move in the right direction. Humanity must be reminded of love and of the importance of taking care of each other, of all collectives, and of themselves. For what happens within you is reflected and mirrored in your environment. And so I, the environment, and all these collectives, we are responding to what is unfolding within the human collective. We are working harder to restore balance and equilibrium. But forget not that I and we, all these collectives that I comprise, we are also here to reflect back to humanity what needs to be healed, even if it is within themselves first and foremost.
We spoke some time ago, and you expressed at that time you were doing a happy dance. You were feeling rather good about your state of affairs, I guess. I'm wondering how that has progressed since. How are you feeling these days?
I will change this sentence to how is my being? For my being comprises far more than feelings, it is knowing, it is consciousness, it is belief, and it is understanding. And it is anchored and etched in a deeper, grander knowing, a bigger picture that perhaps to many humans is not fully and clearly understood. I am always in a state of knowing and assurance that all, in essence, is unfolding as it should. Though human activity, though the activities and impacts of certain collectives may catalyze, may lengthen or shorten the intensity of evolution and transformation, all in all, I, as a form of consciousness, as a planetary being, I am holding steady and stable. For what happens upon my surface is but one small blip of all that is unfolding within and around me. Again, it is something that has been overemphasized. It is important to pay attention, but we must all take a step back and see the bigger picture, that I am holding true to my course as a master connector, as one who creates an environment for learning through the lens of love, and that is always the intention. And as such, I am always well. There is no anger within me. There is compassion and there is understanding and there is an infused knowing within me that all that is unfolding is in fact in lockstep with the improvement and betterment of all. For I see, know, feel, and understand that you are all learning with me. And as long as you grow, learn, and evolve, I continue to hold steady. This is what I create, it is what I perpetuate, it is what I emanate. It is the very reason for my being. And your reason for being, all of you, is to learn to orbit back into a place of love, to know that you are loved, that all is forgiven, and that all this tumultuousness is but an opportunity for you to look within yourselves, to see what needs to be healed, what fires are burning within your soul that perhaps needs to be extinguished? What equilibrium and balance do you need to hold on to within yourselves in order to grow and learn? What happens within and upon me is not different from what happens within and upon you. I am simply a very large and real mirror of the evolution that is at hand. Does this help you?
Very much so, and I think you may have anticipated my next question. Kate tells me she has to leave at 12:30, so perhaps we should wrap up. And I was going to ask if you have maybe a final message for humanity. You just delivered a really good one. I'm wondering if there's anything else that you would like my readers to know about.
Yes. In the spirit of our interconnection, I wish for you to know that you are part of me. You are expressions of me in the same way that I am an expression of Source and you are an expression of Source. We are simply expressing in different ways, and our lessons, our contributions are different, but we are not so different at our core. I wish to gift you all with a final vision. It is a vision that will bring healing to each of you as well as to me. And when I am healed, you are healed. When you are healed, it is healing that is emanated to me and to all collectives. Hold an image and vision of me in your heart. Encapsulate me with a halo of light. This may be a pink light, a golden light, a green light, any light, for all light brings a unique energy, frequency, and trait. And I hold all of you within the halo of my light. And when you come to strengthen this visual, it embeds within you an understanding of the true nature of interconnectedness, your interconnectedness to me, to each other, and to all else. You are loved, and you will always be loved.
Well, thank you very much for that. And thank you for all that you've given me today. It'll be a challenge to go through this. And express